Hello and welcome to Hearthstone Top 5. My name is Benjamin Hero, and today we're going to be covering the top 5 insane or terrible cards from the Voyage to the Sunken City Hearthstone expansion. The reason why I'm laughing so much is, or maybe giggling, if you check out the Hunter cards in the expansion, there's some good, sweet face damage cards in there, and it just makes me happy. But as usual, before we get to the review of the new set, we're gonna go back to the old set and check out how I did in Fractured in Ultra Rally. Alright, boys and girls, we all know the drill by now. Let's begin with the review. At number 5, we had Bunker Sergeant, the 3-mana 2/4. I've never seen this card in Constructed, in my ladder games, or in Ranked. It was an absolute complete flop. The decks in Ultra Rally were so highly synergistic, filled with so many class cards, that most of these cards just didn't make the cut. So that was a flop. Number 4, we had Najak Hexen. Towards the last third of its life, when it comes to Shadow Priest, they actually played Najak Hexen, and it's currently a staple in any good Shadow Priest list. Although it took some time, Najak Hexen turned out to be an insane card. So yes, that's 1 point. Number 3, Storm Pie Quartermaster. I thought for sure that it would fit in Rogue, but it turned out in Ultra Rally expansion, the 2 main rogue decks were Crest Rogue. If you're playing Crest Rogue, you don't have any space for anything that's not to do with the Crest, or Weapon Rogue. And that card fit in neither Rogue, so therefore it did nothing. Number 2, we had Cavalry Horn. Big Paladin was not even remotely, not even close to being a thing. An absolute disaster, terrible card. Number 3, Reflecto Engineer. I look at this card now and think it has to have some kind of good utility. But no, it was a tech card that nobody wanted, nobody needed, and nobody saw play. And yeah, it saw nothing. Even though I still think eventually it will be good. I know it. So to tally the score up, we've got 1 out of 5. What's funny is I've never ever gotten 0 out of 5. There's always been one card where I thought surely it has to be it. Yes, but it's not my proudest moment. I haven't gotten 3 out of 5 for a long time, but I've learned my lesson. Pick some better class cards that have some more divisiveness built inside them. And I think I've picked some pretty interesting and divisive cards for the Sunken City. Well, this wraps up the review. 1 out of 5. And I'll make a prediction. What do you think I'm gonna go and get for the Sunken City expansion? But yes, without further ado, let's get onto the meat and let's look at the top 5 insane or terrible Sunken City cards. At number 5, we have From the Depths, a 3-mana warrior card with the effect reduce the bottom 5 cards cost by 3 and then dredge. In case you don't know what dredge means, dredge, what it does, you look at the bottom 3 cards of your deck and then pick 1 card to put to the top. So it's almost like Discover, but you don't draw the card and you just look at the bottom 3 to put on the top. So what From the Depths does is that the bottom 5 cards are reduced by 3. And then you dredge a card, meaning you're gonna put one of those discounted cards at the top of your deck. The reason why I put this on this particular list, because at the moment this is a super slow card, and Control Warrior is pretty much one of the few decks, then maybe Control Paladin might be coming back for this expansion, that can get away with playing cards just to set up for the next following turns. And I see a very nice combo with the new card of Ambassador Phelan, Sir Finley. We can, in essence, play From the Depths, play Ambassador, then play From the Depths, then play Finley to get all those cards straight into your hand reduced. And Warrior also has a pretty good dredge minion as in Obsidian Smith. Obsidian Smith does the job fairly well as a 2-mana 3/2 with a pretty good effect where you draw a minion or a weapon. So Warrior has some good dredge cards, but the other dredge cards that are neutral are pretty damn weak. So, in essence, Ambassador and Finley will have to carry from the depths. If that combo is as good as I think it is on 8 mana, it can be such a tempo turn if you get those huge colossal minions out. So for that, in essence for this one combo, from the depths is at number 5. At number 4, we have the Unholy stat line for this list. A 4-mana 7/7. Shellfish. That's her name, isn't it? With the Death Rattle, your opponent draws 2 cards. For the novice, for the noob, eyes might look at this and be like, oh, Ben, this is our terrible card. 4-mana 7/7 we've had before when the game had an even weaker power level. Now we can easily deal with a pile of stats. But to the astute observer, they can see that this is a silence minion in disguise. This is a priest card in disguise. It's in essence a silence minion that has the ability to attack before you have to silence it. Meaning it's quite a bit better, because you're only going to play this card when you can silence it next turn or the turn that you play it. And that makes it a 4-mana 7/7. And when you combine it with the other cards that Priest gotten, when it comes to the Silent Suite, from the Blow card to the Assuring Ritual to Helmet Hermit, even though Helmet Hermit will be way better as a 3/4, but you can see why Team 5 didn't do that. But that combination of the 2 incredible Silence Priest card and the okay support with the Silence Priest, with the Silence minion of Helmet Hermit gives Shellfish what a name, gives Shellfish a real chance to actually see semi to possibly potential competitive play. If we went for those two priest silence spells, there's no way we're on the list. But because those silence spells are actually pretty good, that's why it's at number 4. At number 3, we have Naval Mine, a 2-mana 0/2 with the Death Rattle, deal 4 damage to the enemy minion. There's only one reason why I put this card on the list, because of one combo. If the combo works, it will be a menace on ladder, it will be so annoying, and probably one of the combo cards will get nerfed. I'm talking about the Humongous O Tamsin Phylactery combo. Humongous O was a bloody 7-mana card, and they made it work with Tamsin's Phylactery to create a really quite consistent OTK when you get there. However, a lot of the important cards are going to be rotated out when it comes to our OTK. So I'm thinking mine only costs 2 mana. There is a chance that in the mini set we might get some more like minion expansion cards that Warlock could use to go and flood the board. I mean, they're really pushing more like Warlock this expansion. And Naval Mine, just for this combo. If this combo doesn't work, this card is going to be a guaranteed terrible card. This is the only way it can work. And because I'm seeing the potential of this one combo, and there's been a precedence of before of Tamsin's Phylactery breaking certain Death Rattle damaging face cards, I'm saying Naval Man has a chance to be insane. This is like one of those true definitions of insane or terrible. It would be insane if it works and terrible if it doesn't work in that combo. And that's why it's at number 3. At number 2, we have Bioluminescence, a 3-mana shaman spell card with the effect of giving your minions +1 spell damage. Hear me now, this card will inevitably be broken. The only question is, will it be this expansion, next expansion, a year from now in Wild? Guaranteed, it will be broken and busted. With an effect like this at such a cheap cost, it is going to be broken. what I'm betting on, I'm hoping it's going to happen in this expansion, whether during the mini set or before the mini set. Because Shaman has been getting some pretty good swarm-like cards. They've been getting a card called Schooling, which adds 3 piranhas to your hand. And I liken it to First Day of School, and First Day of School was a pretty damn good card. If you played all odds in one turn, you get a 1/1, a 2/1, and a 3/1, and they all have Rush, which is pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. And when you also played with the new burn card that Shaman has gotten, like the Geyser card, 1 mana deal 2 Dredge. The Dredge I don't think is too important, but 1 mana deal 2 is pretty damn good. With the spell damage and with Lightning Bolt, there's something there. There's something there. There's definitely a chance for some kind of, maybe not an OTK, but just a consistent burn plan as Shaman has with the last expansion with Burn Shaman, where they can incorporate a bit of a swarm package and then put in the Bioluminescence inside. Now that's a mouthful of a card. And for that potential, where it will inevitably break, but I'm betting they will break this expansion, it's why it's on number 2. At number 1, we have Za'qul. Za'qul? Za'qul? I don't even know how to pronounce this card properly. Za'qul. Number 1, we have Zaku. Yeah, we have at number 1 we have Zaku, and this is the first time I'm putting the number 1 card on the poster, on the thumbnail of this video. Why? Because I want to believe in Blizzard's plan. This is what it is. I feel like this card is bait for people thinking it's bad. Because if you look at what it, let me actually explain what it can do. Za'qul. That's a pretty good name. Za'qul is Za'qul is a 6 mana. No, it's a 5 mana 6/5 with the effect that your Abyssal Curses heal you as in addition as well to the damage you give to the opponents, and it also gives the opponent an Abyssal Curse. And Abyssal Curses, how they work is they start at 0, dealing 0 damage per turn, and you can pay 2 mana to get rid of them. And then the next one will do 1 damage per turn, pay 2 mana to get rid of them. And currently there are 7 ways you can give Abyssal Curses, because there are 3 other cards that give Abyssal Curses, and Za'qul gives one, so that makes 7. Because they start at 0, you can do a total amount of 21 damage. But that actually is 21 guaranteed damage, because it happens at the beginning, so that if the opponent doesn't actually get rid of the Abyssal Curses, it will do more damage. Because the Abyssal Curse cards are so grossly overcosted for the effect that they do, a 3 mana card, there's a 2/3, and then you have like a 4 mana deal 4. I mean, terrible stats. Terrible stats. And this is a slow burn kind of warlock. This isn't like a fast burn. And Za'qul's effect, he has to stick around for you to get the healing. I mean, by definition, everything on paper, this card is so damn crap, but they put so many cards around it. And I like to believe Blizzard has learned from the early days of the free Shaman fiasco, not to just print some support cards around and for them to be absolutely useless until you print more cards down the line. Za'qul, I believe, is made for me by the Hearthstone developers, by Cora herself. Say, Benjamin, put this on your list and have faith. Have faith, it will be insane, this expansion, because in the mini set, we're going to be releasing some super OP Abyssal Curses that we don't even know about. And now for the name, Za'qul, it's a pretty good name. Because of the potential super high upside for it to be incredible, because Blizzard has printed so many support cards for it, and compared to the expected trash tier that it will belong, Za'qul has coolly made its way onto the top spot. Thanks everyone for watching the video, and in case you didn't know, this is a whole new expansion cycle, meaning 3 different sets of expansions are being rotated out, and we're getting some new core cards in and some old core cards out, and the old school League of Explorers are actually in as well. So today's going to be a really interesting time to play Hearthstone, because it's going to be a whole bunch of different new decks, because so many old decks have been decimated because they're missing key cards. And also, do let me know in the comments. I want to know how many people watch my videos that stop playing Hearthstone. Or if you're still playing Hearthstone, also let me know. So let me know whether you're still playing or whether you're stopped playing, so I'm a better judge of how I should develop my content, in case if it's just old players that don't play anymore, or if it's old players that are still playing. But for now, stay awesome and have a fantastic week and fantastic few days until I see you again. But for now, adios.